All right, greetings, greetings, greetings. I hope all is well. I am about to get started, even though I am doing a couple things at one time. Unfortunately, on Mondays, on these days, I got to train my days up probably and do first, third instead of second and fourth. I actually am a part of, I have students a part of the sheriff department program, and they meet on the second and fourth. So I am dropping students off and driving home. However, I do not like to make excuses for doing what I need to do. The time is now. It's 8:03. Still can make this happen no matter what. I don't know if my screen's showing pretty big or not. May have to turn my screen sideways and see if it show better. Yep, that works. That's a little bit better right there. So last week, 2 weeks ago, we started talk. Well, let's go from the beginning. This is all about teaching you how to get started in real estate. The best way I believe to get started in real estate is through wholesaling. And wholesaling is a way to build your friendships with several other people that's in the business, other investors, as well as work with real estate agents, as well as work with people that have a problem. The people that have a problem is sellers and buyers. A seller problem is they have a product that's costing them money and they want to get rid of it. The buyer problem is I don't have time to go find deals. I want somebody to bring me a deal and I'll buy it. So you're a problem solver. You're trying to make both people happy. The way you make both people happy is by learning this trick of the trade, getting great at it, and making deals happen. Now, the way we teach you starting off is, hey, why not do work with someone? Why work by yourself and try and do it all by yourself? Let's work together and figure it out so that you can get a handle on one thing at a time instead of everything. The way we do that is we have JV, joint venture contracts. A joint venture contract is an agreement between two people that's saying, hey, this is my company, this is your company. Your job in this company is to go find deals. As you go find deals, then, hey, we will have a margin of price that you can make, afford, or get from each transaction. And then you go forward. And as you get great at that, then you move up and start learning more and more and more. And that's the essence of how to get started in real estate. So we went over a joint venture contract. We went over how to find deals. We went over what is a deal. We went over where to look for some deals at, in your community, in your neighborhood, driving a block or two. Looking for grass overgrown, looking for cracked windows. We're looking for any signs in the window or on a door that's noticeable of pre-foreclosure or probably, please don't trespass on this land or what have you. So after doing all that, we are here now talking about the purchase and sale contract. This is the part that people get scared about. This is the part that people are like, oh no, it's a legal document and on and on and on and on. Guys, it's not that hard. You can write on a piece of napkin, you can write on a piece of scratch paper, and you just sign and date it, and that's a contract. I can barely see this, so I'm not going to be able to see it all together. I'm going to summarize what I know this is. The top line is basically saying the date, the time, the month, who you signing it. All right. I'm sorry. I'll try and get him to take this call. And the next part of the contract is describing the subject property that we're talking about. At the end of the day, you want to make sure we're talking apples and oranges, and we want to talk about the same product. So you're basically going to go to your county's office, tax assessor's office, parish tax office, and then you're going to copy that information, cut and paste it on this document for legal description. You can literally put the street address on there without a problem. And then you're going to say, hey, you know what? Any personal property, you're not worried about that. It's not applicable, right? If they don't leave, so they're going to leave it. If they don't, they don't. That's fine. Now, earnest money. You can get earnest money and put earnest money on there. You can put some money down. Usually I give people $10. $10. I buy them breakfast or lunch or a coffee at Starbucks. Just one coffee, because coffee costs about $10 at Starbucks, right? So the purchase price, whatever y'all agree upon, that'll be the purchase price, and then so forward. As we scroll on down, that's the thing about the earnest money is refundable, right? So hey, if something happened in default from the buyer because you're not the end buyer, then you're gonna want your money back. This is bottom line. I want my money back. Give my $10 back, right? It also says that buyer will pay all closing costs minus unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. This is an as-is purchase. Again, we're not trying to pay for their taxes. That's their taxes. That's their problem, right? So the buyer is going to pay for that, right? The buyer that's buying it, and they're going to take over that. We're not going to pay it as a wholesaler. That's going to who buy it, right? So we want to make sure that's clear, right? Then you got conditions of the house and appliances. Guys, we don't care. Whatever the condition of the house is, we're not keeping the house. We're going to sell it to somebody else. If they got appliances, they're great. They don't have appliances, they're great. We don't care. It's not our problem. Our job is to get rid of their problem. They don't want the property no more. They don't want the land no more. They don't want the item no more. We're going to find somebody that wants what they have. Then you just talk about, hey, we're going to close on this date. I usually try and do as far out as possible. If we can do a year out, they let you do a year, then you can put a year out. All right. If you put 6 months out, you can put 3 months out. You can put 90 days out. You can put 30 days out, right? The shorter the time, the more motivated they are that you're going to do what you're going to do. And that's going to make you motivated to go do something. So you can go as far out as you want. But again, the goal is to get rid of their problem and get that off their hand. So put 30 days on there if you can, or no more, no less than 30 days. But you can go as far as you want. To be determined, TBD, to be determined where exactly is the closing going to be at. Sometimes buyers want to close at their location. Sometimes you're going to be in a relationship with people that have already a location to close. And that's just how easy it is. All right, we're going to go down to number 5. Damage to the property, right? Seller shall maintain the property. Look, if they go tear the house up some more and everything, we're going to tell them don't do it. But we really don't worry about that. That is so minute, it's ridiculous. We are a wholesaler. Our job is go in there, take pictures of the property, look at the property, videotape the property, show the property to some buyers that don't mind looking at the property, have it under contract, because we don't sell houses, we don't sell property, we don't sell land, we sell contracts. And then once we get under contract, then we can sell that contract. They just need to see what they're getting if the buyer don't have time to come look at it. Defaults, right? Number 6, if the buyer defaults under the contract, I can barely see this stuff, any and all monies deposited by the buyer shall be retained by the seller as full liquidation damage. If the seller defaults, the buyer may pursue all remedies allowed by law and if the seller defaults, right? So that's what it's about. You don't say that, hey, somebody got to be pressured to go ahead and give some money, and somebody got to be pressured to go ahead and give some land. That's what all it's saying. Successors and assignees. The terms and conditions of this contract shall bind all successors, heirs, administrators, trustees. So basically, if something happened to you while in this transaction and you have somebody else that can succeed you, they can do it. That's all it's saying. Number 8, you asking permission to advertise the property in different areas. So all you're doing is asking the seller that's selling you the house, can I have the access to the property and can I advertise it to other people? They agree to that. Number 9, the liability shall be limited to the property itself and not extend above that. So they can't go after your car, they can't go after your house, they can't go after anything else. Only thing we're talking about is this property, dealing with this property. Number 10, the contract constitutes the entire agreement between the buyer and the seller. That's all I'm saying. Y'all negotiated, y'all already said this, and y'all agree upon it. Number 11, the offer is dependent upon a partner's approval. You're telling this person before you put in a contract with the seller that, hey, I'm not the person that's going to finish buying this property, right? Who going to finish buying the property? The financing. The financing is the buyer, right? The buyer. So you got to have a buyer to buy the property. If you don't have a buyer, you can't buy the property. This is the intended to be legally binding contract. And that's all it's really saying. And then you sign and date. And I got several spaces just in case it's more than one buyer, right? So more than one buyer, more than one seller, and you can go ahead and add all of them on there at one time. So that is the contract. That is how easy a contract is, and that is binding once y'all both sign and dated. We don't ask for folks full social. We ask for their last four. One of my companies, One Deal Away. That's one of my companies I use, and this is the actual contract I use for all my wholesale contracts. This is what I put on a contract for. And that's pretty much the class tonight. It's not much more that I really wanted to go over. I just really wanted to touch base with you all, make sure you know that we already went over the first parts of how to find deals, where I'm looking for deals in 71108 zip code, as well as the grass growed up. You can the mailbox got mail falling out. You have window signs, cracked windows. You have, just places seem like it's abandoned. People paying taxes on them. People don't live local. People don't want the property. The house is all grown up around it. It's just so many ways to identify deals. And I drove through a couple of communities on my TikTok, Why Wait to Be Great TikTok, and you can see them. I'm driving through communities. And I'm investing now. I'm driving through communities on my YouTube channels, on my Facebook, Why Wait to Be Great. I'm driving through communities showing people, and I'm getting folks calling me saying they're willing to partner in the future. So this is the way that you can get started in real estate now. You don't have to wait to be great. You can start today. That's pretty much class tonight. Let me see if I can stop this from sharing. I think I know how to do now. Stop sharing. Oh yeah. All right, and that was pretty much. Do you have any questions? I only had one person join me. I don't know if other folks try to join or not. I was on this call trying to look at it. It's pretty dark. Okay, got it. Get out of that. All right. If you have a question, raise your hand, and I can call on you. If not, that pretty much concludes the call out. I don't want to keep it going because I'm in my car. I pulled over just to finish this recording. All right, seeing no hand. I think it was a great night tonight. This was cut and dry and to the point about the sales contract that you do to get a house under contract for a wholesale deal. If you're looking for more, go to Investing Now 2021 YouTube channel, and you can reach out to me in that area, or you can go to Wild Way to Be Great Facebook community, that's my Facebook community where I charge people to be great and be the positive difference in the world. And we start with financial literacy, financial literacy, and we go with personal growth and development, and that's the goal. So hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. And